of
Joe Biden, son of a bitch, gate get an insurrection.
Yes, it was just 24 hours ago the world was rocked by an insidious, foul-mouthed display of incoherent rage. It was the slanderer-in-chief lashing out at our very own Peter Doocy, who was simply gathering information for a school book report.
Do you think inflation is a political liability ahead of the midterm?
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
Oh, in case you missed it, let's do it again, slow-mo. The original SOB, salty old Biden, strikes again. Of course, the target of his wrath was the one reporter who asked questions Joe can't answer on autopilot, Fox News' Peter Doocy, or as we like to say, our very own. Like we raised him in a plastic bubble. We took a clipping from Steve Doocy, then let Miracle-Gro do the rest. Doocy, known for his hair and his lengthy rap sheet, was noticeably shaken up.
Somebody came up to me in the briefing room a few minutes later and said, "Did you hear what the president said?" And I said, "No, what?" They said, "He called you a stupid SOB." And I said, "Did he say SOB?" And the person said, "No."
Well, maybe he's not that shaken up. Doocy, who just turned 16 last week, is home recuperating, spending most of his time in his bedroom, playing video games, smoking blunts, and texting Kilmeade about the hot new girl in homeroom. Now, since this event, the so-called president has called Mr. Doocy to clear the air, which, when talking about Joe, usually involves opening a window and the use of at least 75 Glade plugins. Apparently, it was a perfect phone call, although odds are good Joe was still talking 10 minutes after Peter hung up. But what a pair, a reporter who's never shaved and a president you wouldn't let near anything sharp. When I say, why bother? This is the best thing President Biden has ever done since... In fact, it's the best thing Joe Biden has ever done. It's definitely the most honest thing to come out of him since he crop-dusted Camilla Bowles with the air biscuit heard around the world. It's better than beating Corn Pop and breakdancing up the stairs to Air Force One combined. Because when Biden called Doocy an SOB, what did he do? He reminded you of the good old days, when the only problems we had were verbal. Yeah, let's take a walk down memory lane, or Insult Avenue, if you will, to the glorious days of old, when the only things hurled through the air were words and not Russian missiles pointed at Kiev.
You're not a very good reporter doing that.
Crooked Hillary Clinton.
Here I am, I'm lying Ted Cruz. To the fake Pocahontas, I won't.
Sleepy Joe Biden.
Crazy Bernie. Don't worry about it, little Marco. Little pencil neck Adam Schiff. I know you're trying to build up your energy, Jeb, but it's not working.
One at a time.
Well. With Jeb's attitude, we will never be great again. That I can tell you.
I love babies. Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here.
This really stupid guy, Chuck Todd.
Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired.
Honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN. All right. And if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
Those were the days when the only stress we felt were from Trump's relentless, full-throated insults. It was like we had Don Rickles as president. His rallies weren't so much rallies as they were roasts. The only thing missing was Dean Martin and Foster Brooks. And it reminded you that it was not just a problem, it was really the only problem. Well, besides that rash I got in Tulum. But there was no inflation, no high crime, unless you count the coddled left-wing mascots, Antifa and BLM. No foreign policy disasters, no education implosion, no attacks on parents, no dividing America into us versus them based on vaccinations, race, or pronouns. All we had were mean tweets and some hilarious insults. So what would you rather be doing? Paying $7 a gallon for gas, or listening to Trump call Bette Midler a washed-up psycho? Would you rather have bare supermarket shelves, or have your president say of kneeling NFL players, "Get those SOBs off the field"? You were free to get mad or laugh it off. Well, unless you were Rosie O'Donnell. You see, I want more of that and less of the other real problems. I mean, what if Joe just got more Trumpian and less, well, Biden-y? I wonder what Joe has to say.
What did I say anyway? What did I say? You stupid son of a bitch. That's an expression. It's an expression. I say it all the time. I don't mean anything by it. I said it to my cream of wheat this morning because she burned my tongue. I said, you stupid son of a... Then I apologized. I leaned over the bowl and I like to let the steam come up and I smell it. It's very nice. But I said, oh, my sweet Farina, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say such a thing. That's what I call her on a good day, my sweet Farina. On a bad day, I call her a punk-ass pony soldier.
It illustrates what so many people in the media and entertainment got so wrong about Trump. Their derangement made them think that his words were his deeds. So they tossed out a guy who did pretty good stuff, but with a cab driver's mouth, replacing him with a supposedly genial but declining mindless mess. Turns out the new guy is about as genial as a scorpion with jock rot. What I wouldn't give for the cab driver. Instead, we got Grandpa Simpson driving us off a cliff. Meanwhile, the same idiots who castigated Trump for calling journalists names are now heaping praise or at least excusing Joe for the very same thing. It shows Joe's tough. He's got backbone, even though it's crumbling from osteoporosis. Putin's so scared he might even put a shirt on. So the press either has the memory of a goldfish or just biased a-holes. My apologies to literal a-holes. So in one brief moment, Joe reminded us what we had and what we lost and now what we are stuck with. But also the president sets the tone, and sadly, it's contagious.
Hey, Queen, I just want to let you know that on Instagram, all your